I have a hard time not being honest. Like if you ask me a question, I'm damn near a dangerous interview because it's like, I feel like I gotta answer that shit with what's in my heart.
Because y'all all supposed to be on first person shooter together, right?
Before that beat ever made it to me, I think Drake wanted that to be a him and Dot song.
Peace. Welcome back to 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. I'm Carmelo Anthony, here with my co-host.
So excited to be back on the couch, Monica McNutt. It's been a good hoop season. I'm excited to be here.
It sure has. My name is Kazeem Famuyide. You can call me Kaz. And this is a Wave original presented by FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Monica is back. Melo's here. We got a great guest, a long-awaited guest.
Yes, we do.
By the way.
This is why we started the show, to be 7 p.m. in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But this one right here, it is different, man. A lot of people get called great. Only a few really move the culture. Our guest today has been one of the most consistent voices in hip-hop for over a decade, never chased a moment, never chased a noise, and just stayed him. And what I respect the most, whatever the conversation was, he stood tall on it. From Fayetteville to the world, Dreamville, the Fall Off, and the Civic has finally made it to Red Hook. J. Cole, welcome to 7 p.m.
Welcome.
Thank y'all for having me, man.
Is the Civic outside? Or did you bring it?
No, that shit is raining.
That shit raining. That shit
parked up. It's parked up where it was before. But thank y'all for having me. This is
Absolutely.
Man, I was saying it off camera, like when we were putting down wish lists for guests, man. You were at the very, very top of the list.
Thank you, bro.
I was bothering Eve for months. I'm like, yo, when he's ready to talk, he coming here, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
Nah, for sure. I never forgot. I seen Melo. I think you hadn't even started it, but you was telling me you was about to start it. It was years ago.
I was trying to start it with you. I see him.
Word up. Word up. I seen him in like Soho House or something, and he was telling me about it. I told him I would come through, but I was just like, yo, let me just finish this album first. And it just took me mad long. You know what I mean? But it took about 3 years maybe since that conversation, but I never forgot. You know what I mean? So thank y'all for having me and for being patient.
Of course, man. And we're glad you finished the album first, too, because it's phenomenal body work. Obviously, we're going to get into all of that, but let's start.
Thank you.
Like we do all the episodes with the Connect, man. We just talked about, y'all linking up at Soho House, but let's take it back even further than that, Cole. What do you remember about first meeting Melo from your point of view?
I don't know when I first met Melo. I ain't going to lie.
That's a fact.
It was probably later than... It was probably later than what I would think, because I feel like low key. First time it might have been in a little after party or something. Low key. It was? Yeah. Okay, in Denver. This was in Denver. Wow. Because in my mind it's like, yo, Melo, at least back then I'm sure you was probably outside kicking and hanging out, but you wouldn't be in the industry type of events. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't necessarily see Melo there. Not that I was heavy, but the times that I would go, you wouldn't really see Melo. He was more low key than that. But yeah, the memory just came back. We was in a little after party in Denver, some random spot to me. I don't know if it might have been a regular spot for y'all.
Very random.
It was random, right? I remember Melo was in there, and mind you, like I'm a Melo fan. You know what I mean? Off rip. You know what I mean? You legendary. But my man Eve, nah. Eve was like OG Melo fan. Like Melo is his number one. You know what I mean? People got that. People they ride for and argue for. He was on that early.
Shout out to Eve,
you know
man.
What I mean?
Shout out.
So us being in that party and you being there was a big deal. It was like, oh shit, yo, Melo over there. You know what I mean?
Those old Denver days, man.
Yes, man. Shout out to Denver. And so shout out to Eve. So that's what I remember. It was just in a random spot in Denver, you know what I mean? And we was like, oh shit, there go Melo, you know what I mean?
So then what was the actual first interaction?
It was probably just a dap up because we in the spot. So it was like,
to be like, girls are way different.
Yeah, no. I think, it was just a dap up. Because it's a spot. It's music playing. He got his section over there.
Yeah.
We might not even had a section. We was just moving. We were still moving like college kids almost. But it's probably just a dap up. Yeah. You tell me if you remember anything more.
No. That's how it happened. I mean, I was more like, fuck is he doing out here? Right. We in Denver. I'm like, you know what I mean? You don't see artists. You don't see people in Denver. You see the same artists in Denver a lot of time, which is a lot of West Coast artists. Snoop, Ice-T, E40s, you know what I mean? Too Shorts and all that. You see all of them out there in Denver. So to see Cole there, I'm like, oh, okay. Something is happening. We must be doing something on the court to make Cole want to take a stop in Denver. So that's how it was.
Do you remember why you were in Denver?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I think it was a show. We probably had a show, which at that time, it's not like my name was, I was on my way up, you know what I mean? But it wasn't like I was so popping that it would have been the talk of the town. It wasn't at the arena or nothing. So I probably had a show or some club appearance or something, and like, or not even, it wouldn't have been a club appearance, but probably a show. Or maybe a radio, some type of radio event or something, you know what I mean? And then how we were back then, it was like, yo, we was thirsty. We was just out, we was fresh out of college, you know what I mean? Like we were just, I came up, my childhood, I spent my childhood damn near partying. I grew up in a party house, first of all. Like Friday, Saturday nights in my crib was dominoes, spades, music. Hey, go give me a beer. Boom, boom, boom. Like it was that. Like, and then I grew up going to the skating rink on the weekends myself. That was my party. I had to go like see what was popping. College, high school, I'm still partying. Teen clubs is now a thing. College, I'm partying. So then once we got on and got a little activity, every city we go to, it could be Buffalo, New York. It could be, see what the nightlife looking like. Anywhere. Buffalo. And we just trying to see like, yo, what is it like here? So that's probably why we was out. Finding something to do after the show.
Well, what was your first impression of Cole? Maybe not just meeting him, but maybe the music. What was the first thing that sort of stood out to you?
We were close in age, so it was more like that's what we was using college, coming out of college. Like we was partying. Like it was that party last night. It was that vibe back then. You know what I mean? Like Asher Roth type shit. Shout out Asher Roth. Like, you know what I mean? Shout out. But it was like crazy. That was like the vibe. You know what I mean? It was always parties. It was always that was the mid-2000s, and you know what I mean?
It's a good time.
So it was a very good time. And again, from my perspective, was to see people come through Denver at that time. I probably was naive, and I'm like, shit, man, we putting Denver on. Like people want to come do shows. I used to see Raekwon out there in Denver.
Right.
I used to see most of the Wool was out there in Denver. Kiss was out there in Denver. The Locks, as you know, style. So everybody was coming to Denver. We was creating like a little culture. So to see him out there it was like, oh shit, okay, yo, we doing something. We about to turn up tomorrow. Like
you definitely did what you said though, because like coming to Denver, we thinking Melo, we thinking Nuggets, we thinking like what you was doing. So it was like you did, like mind you, we didn't come there for that, but we doing a show. And when we coming into Denver, our reference point is what you done built with the Nuggets. You know what I mean? So that is our reference point. So that's why to see you in the spot, we was like, oh shit, there go Melo. You know what I mean? But
there's only so many spots in Denver.
Shout to Denver though. I want to say Denver.
It's a low-key little city out there, man.
It's a really good city. Absolutely. It's a beautiful city. And like, they do have a strong hip hop like love, which is probably why them guys was coming out there so much. Or Raekwon, I'm sure they done had Kweli, a bunch of guys pulling up because they really do have a strong like love of hip hop in Denver. Something I wouldn't know being from Carolina until I actually get there and it's like, oh snap, like Denver's
and the radio was so big.
I miss Denver. Radio. I do miss
radio.
The
way that we had the culture, like we was doing radio shows on the radio. Wow. So we was doing sports and hip hop shows on the radio. So the artists was coming in, and that's how we was getting a lot of artists to come to the games, to the after parties and things like that, because we was tied into the radio as well. Yeah. And then once we bought the wire there, it was like, you know, you bought the wire to Denver. Oh, you bugging crazy. Now. But that's that moment of our connection.
That's amazing. Crazy. Well, okay, so we got another connection that you guys share. Making it to the cover of NBA 2K.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So for you, obviously well-documented, grew up a Hoopers, doing your thing. What did that moment represent?
Nah, that was crazy. Like, cause I technically got no business being on the cover of 2K, but it was a cool moment for me because it's like, yo, they just recognized that they reached out and they recognized it's like, yo, I really got a love of hooping. You know what I mean? Like I really got a love, no matter how, you know, how good or bad I am. It's like, yo, I really love this. And on top of the love, what I represent is I represent the dream. Yeah. Like it's a dude right now, he in his mid-30s or early 30s, and he love to hoop. Like he working all week. He got kids, boom, 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 and he can't wait till he get a chance on Sunday to go to his run. Everybody got their runs, like that they put together with their homeboys. And it's like, yo, I'm really representing like he like that dude, and there's millions of him out there, never let go of his love of hooping, although he wasn't good enough to be a D1 or like a star in D1, or he wasn't necessarily good enough to go play pro. His love is like damn near that of a pro. You know what I mean? Where it's like, yo, he never let it go. So I represent that, and I also represent like the dream of like, yo, like I say it out loud. I'm in my late 20s, like, yo, could I know I'm not good right now. Don't get it twisted. There was never a part of me that thought I was good enough to like be pro. Never. I got real, like, I got at least a much of a realistic look at myself to know, nigga, you're not a pro. But my thought was, yo, if I really go every day and train harder than anybody's training out there, what could I be? You know what I mean? So
That's
like,
fair.
so making that cover to me is just like a forever stamp of like, that's what I embody. You know what I mean?
You did it.
So let me ask you this though, because after Bam dropped 83, it's a whole lot of conversation about respecting blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Did you ever think to not do the cover out of respect? No?
That's a good question.
Never. Because nobody in the world is thinking that I made that cover based off of my athletic ability or my accomplishments with basketball. Nobody's fooled. I'm not on that cover in a jersey. I'm in a regular ass fit with some Dreamers on. You know what I mean?
That NBA Street, right?
Yeah, exactly. like nobody. Those are the prototype Dreamers too. That's like our first version of some joints that we putting out. But my point is like, no, I know nobody's confused that I made that based off the merits of what I've done. Everybody knows that what 2K was trying to accomplish was something cultural, you know what I mean, with somebody that actually represents a love of the game, you know what I mean? And like, so I never felt like I was disrespecting nobody, because guess what? 2K, they make several covers now. You know what I mean? Like I took the spot from whoever was.
Or was it the Dreamer edition it was called?
It was the Dreamer edition,
yeah.
So I never felt no way about that.
Okay.
Man. You know what's crazy though? Because it's like basketball's always been like the through line in a lot of your music, right? Like even if you weren't like rapping about it, like you see, you know, the old come up and warm up covers, a lot of the euphemisms in your bars, like basketball's always sort of like been in the center of it. So like being able to like chase that dream, especially as like, I don't want to call you an everyman rapper, but you kind of speak for, you know, the regular dudes. You know what I mean?
Appreciate it.
Basketball is such a humanizing sport for folks that can't ever make it to the pros, right? Like, so when it comes to you, man, like, why is it even all these years later, like basketball always sort of like centers you and like brings you back to, you know, what makes your art so good?
Like, why do I love it so much? What about it? One, it's like the competition of it. I just love the competition of it. One. But two, more than the competition against somebody else is really against yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like a mastery or an ability, because I never mastered shit. You know what I mean? But I know what it's like to get better than I was yesterday or a week ago or a month ago or a year ago. That's what I love about basketball. It's like, yo, I can measure my growth. You know what I mean? I can see it. I can watch how bad I was or how regular I was and how much better I've gotten in this one area. And I feel like I'd be needing that in my life. My music is the same way. My writing is the same way. My rap is the same passion where it's like, yo, I want to push myself. And basketball gives me like a measurable thing. That's why I can see one day, I don't play golf right now, but I could see one day me maybe being like, I might fuck with golf because there's a measurable starting point. You know what I mean? I'm terrible right now. But if I put enough work in, that's what I like about basketball too. It's fair.
Yeah. It's a meritocracy.
It's fair. If you put the work in, you can get there. And if you don't put the work in, it's gonna show. You know what I mean? Like, so I love that about basketball too. It's like it's an even playing field. Of course, you're gonna get athletically gifted people, you know what I mean? But you know, that's why I love Steph so much, because it's like compared to the average NBA player, 6'6", 6'7", freak of nature,
He
boom, boom.
don't fit the bill.
He more of a regular size in the league. You know what I mean? I stand next to Steph. I'm like, damn, this nigga my height. You know what I mean? You're like, he ain't little.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he maxed out his ability. Okay, if I work harder than everybody else, I can max my abilities out, and then I got a fair shake and a fair shot. So I love that about basketball too. Although I never reached them heights, it's like I like the fact that maybe I could if I worked this hard.
I mean,
I love the maybe I could from you.
Not Steph literally, but my point is like, yo, life is fair. We started on the same plane. You know what I mean? Had I worked as hard as you in basketball, it would have given me a shot to achieve what you achieve. I didn't, therefore I don't. You know what I mean? And I can't. And my time done passed me.
That's logic. You know what I mean? That's logic stuff. Logically, we all start on the same playing field. Like we all here. It's just when you put the emotional part to it, then you like, oh shit, yo, I'm better than that nigga right there.
Right.
Yeah. That's when you separated the two.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which allowed you to see the daily growth in your advancements, because now you see, first you said, I think I can do this. If I put the work in, I can do this. Then you went to, I'm going to do this. Like you went through it.
Me actually going and playing.
I'm just saying overall, the mindset of that, it just brings it back full circle because you actually went through with the plan, which makes all of this.
I appreciate it.
Right?
Thank you for saying that. But what I want to clear up is when I was talking about what I was just talking about, I wasn't even talking about I went and did anything. I'm damn near forgetting that I had two little stints where I actually went to play. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? But because I actually don't feel like I went and did anything. I had got a great experience. I had a lot of fun, you know what I mean? But I ain't go out and like, you know what I mean? There's nothing that I accomplished that was other than just doing it and going for it.
That's major.
You know what I mean? There you go.
That's major.
There's no part of me that's like,
getting on the court.
You're talking about the league experiences? You're talking about your league
That's what I thought he was talking about just now. Like I realized, oh shit, maybe he's talking about that. I wasn't talking about that before.
Well, it
started there though.
Right.
It started at the very beginning of all of this when you said, yo, you know what? If I put the work in, I can do. We all had an even play.
By the way, it's just a switch of words that changes everything.
Okay.
What my attitude was never, if I put the work in, I could. No.
Okay.
My attitude was, if I put the work in, could I? Question mark.
Yeah.
No lie.
Yeah,
because at the time I said that, I was already out of time. You know what I mean? I was already in my late 20s, early 30s. I ain't really start working out for that like pro journey I was going on until I was like, after I had kids, I'm like 33 damn near. I'm already way behind the clock.
Yeah.
But it was like, yo, how good would I be able to make it to if I really start putting the work in? You know what I mean? So never was it like, if I start working right now, I bet you I could. No. It was like, yo, if I start working right now, how good could I be? I don't give a fuck if that shit would have took me to being a star player in my Lifetime Fitness League. You know what I mean? Like, but
you was gonna find out.
I was gonna find out.
I was gonna find out.
And at the same time, I was juggling music, so I never actually got a chance to really.
That's where I was about to go with you, because it's passionate, and I love it. Sitting here, like you are lighting up talking about ball, and that's like your side thing. Like that's not even the main thing.
Right.
How did you hold space for this? Because you started that statement saying something wild. You said, I've never mastered anything. Did you hear yourself say that?
In the basketball.
In basketball.
Sometimes I'll be talking and I'll be thinking, you know what I mean? But then I realize like later, it's like, oh yeah, you worded that, you know.
Okay, good. I'm glad we
never mastered anything in the basketball space.
I'm glad we made that explicitly clear. But as you were doing your thing through music and ball is still over here, what was it at all a battle in terms of like, I still got this dream that like,
oh yeah 100%.
So you chose because music had your heart first?
Okay, it depends on what time period you're talking about. Are you talking about when I actually was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to train and see if I could just go play on a pro team somewhere? You talking about that journey, or you talking about in my life period?
Let's go before that point, because by that point we had three albums from you already?
All right, in high school, I was my junior and senior year, I was on a varsity team. It was a accomplishment for me to start my senior year, right? For part of the year, the beginning of the season, me and the coach had a disagreement. Now I'm coming off the bench, and then by the end of the season, I got my spot back. That was a big deal for me from where I was coming from in my basketball journey. That was a big deal. And I was like a contributing player, but I wasn't no star player. You know what I mean? Like if I got 12 points in the game, I'm checking the newspaper the next day to check the box score and cut that motherfucking paper out, because I'm like, damn, I hit 12. You feel me? Like, yo, I had 12.
Double figures?
You know what I mean? But I was a dog in the sense of like, yo, I was a high motor, high energy. I was a clamp. You know what I mean? I'm damn near like a glue dude, but I'm not no star player. Now, mind you, that's my junior and senior year. The second after senior year was over, and I always had a thing too. When the game started and them lights came on and them cheerleaders start cheering and the crowd start doing what they do, like it's like the nerves hit, like, oh shit, my legs got heavier. Like I started to warble.
That's real.
So it's like things that I thought I could do. When them lights come on, damn, why this ball feels so heavy? Yo, I thought I had a handle. Like, yo, why does this ball feel like it's not connected to my hand? That's how it was. It's because them nerves hit. So this was me in high school.
Yeah.
But mind you, like it was damn near like the second senior year was over and the season was done and we got put out the playoffs. We was pretty good our senior year, but we wasn't like state title contenders or nothing. So the second we got put out the playoffs, we start having open runs. Now we having open runs in the gym, and it's all of us still playing. And I'm doing some shit in the open runs. Mind you, the season just ended a week ago. I'm doing shit in the open runs where my coach, shout out to Coach Broadhurst, like, damn, Cole, where the fuck was that at? Like, where was that shit at? But it was like all the weight from the season was off. Now I'm doing shit I ain't really did before. So I'm saying my confidence and my abilities actually grew as I was a freshman in college and a sophomore in college. So I ain't tried my freshman year. I probably should have, but I didn't. I was just brand new to New York. I'm at St. John's. I'm like, I'm just trying to adjust to being in New York and being a college student. I wasn't checking for when the tryouts was. I should have, you know what I mean? Looking back like, damn, nigga, you ain't even checked. But I missed them.
Yeah.
Sophomore year, I try out. Mind you, my abilities is just increasing. Now I'm much better than I was as a senior in high school and even as a freshman. So it's, I don't know, 80 kids or something to try out or whatever, right? I'm killing the first day. In my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm having a great day. You know what I mean? Like, first day of tryouts, I'm like, I know I'm standing out. Yeah. I just know, because it's like, at this time I was athletic. You know what I mean? I was like, all the things I said I was in high school, but now I can score the ball. I got an awkward game, but I can score the ball, boom, boom. So, sure enough, they called 10 people back for the next day. I'm one of the 10 that they called back for callbacks or whatever. So I literally go back, I go back to my room, I'm hyped. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna make this team. You know what I mean? And so the next morning comes, and I don't know, I'm feeling conflicted throughout the day or whatever, because mind you, I came to New York. Specifically, I came to college in New York so I could be around the music industry, so I could make it.
Yeah.
So now I'm conflicted because I'm like, yo, if you go and you fuck around and make this team tomorrow.
Yeah. You gotta make a decision.
I seen it because it was another freshman in my year. His name was Devin. Shout out to Devin. I ain't seen him since college, but he made the team as a freshman, right? But he was a regular nigga like me. Like he probably played for his high school team. He was good. You know what I mean? But he made the team as a walk-on.
Yeah.
And I got to see his life. Of course, we see the star athlete's life. Everything about their life is basketball. You know what I mean? Way them niggas walk is basketball. Like, everything is like basketball. But Devin, I seen a regular dude that was just with us on the strip, living a regular college life. Now all of a sudden, he got the same schedule as these niggas. He up early. He ain't never around. He got practice XYZ. And so I'm seeing him and some other people, and I'm like, I'm realizing like, yo, if you make this team tomorrow, your life is gonna be like this nigga.
Yeah.
And I know myself. Had I made that team, if I'd have fucked around and made that team, of course I'd have been a walk-on. Nigga, I would have got no clock, right?
Right.
But how I'm wired, I would have got no clock my sophomore year. I might would have got no clock my junior year.
Senior year, you'd have been
By the time I'm a senior, I know myself. I would have clicked, I would have worked, because at this point I'm committed to basketball. And I would have worked myself up to like at least getting some clock by my senior year.
And you know what's needed.
There you go.
Yeah.
Then the way I'm wired, I'd have got some clock my senior year, but probably would have been minimal. I'd have been like a great, you know what I mean? Great teammate. I'd have been like what I was in high school.
Right.
I scored 4-6 points. It's great, but I'm gonna do the intangible things, boom, boom. But I know myself. If I would have did that, what am I gonna do after college?
G League.
If I could even make the G League. It was a D League. I might not even have been good enough for the D League. What I would have did was, I would have found me an agent. I would have go played in some low-level league in fucking Poland or something.
Yeah.
I'd have become, I always looked at Jamario Moon or something, where it's like, yo, this dude went and played all the league. Of course. Not that I would have been him. But my point is, his story, the spirit of his story was he never gave up.
Yeah, he kept
You know
going.
what I mean? Of course, he was a freak athlete and a real hooper. I'm not nowhere near him. But my point is, my ambition would have been like, yo, let me see, could I go to could I work my way back up?
To first division.
And yeah, exactly. And no guarantee I would have made anything, but that's just how I'm wired. I would have tried.
Wow.
So to your question, that next morning, I remember I had set my alarm for 6 a.m. You know, waking up 6 a.m. as a regular college student is crazy. But I set my alarm 6 a.m. I rolled over, looked at the alarm, and I sat there and I laid there and I'm like, yo, you came up here for music. What are you gonna do? Like, if you go do this, you feel like you're really gonna make this team and it's gonna change the trajectory of your life. You can't do both things. They take too much energy. So what you gonna do? I thought about it for a second and I reached over, I hit the fucking alarm and I rolled back to sleep. So to your point, that was the first time I ever decided, not because I was nice and some star athlete, but because I know if I'd have made that team that morning, I would have tried my best to become that. on the longest journey you ever seen. Nigga might not have touched the league or anything till I was 30, but I don't give a fuck. I would have tried. And maybe never would have did that. But that's just how I'm wired. I'm wired like, yo, let me try. So that's the first time I ever had to make the decision of like, let me go this route. You know, I chose music. Let me stay true to like really where my heart is at. That's the first time.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
That practice being at 6 a.m. probably helped.
Follow your heart.
If it was 1 o'clock p.m., we might have had a different story.
You're right. Low-key laziness is what you're saying.
Laziness saved you from the league, man. Shout out to St. John's, by the way, going to the Sweet 16. You know what I mean? Shout out Coach Patino.
Patino.
Crazy. Are you going to try and hit DC this weekend? Play Duke?
You say, am I?
They played Duke this weekend.
I know. I'm leaving.
Plans.
I'm leaving tomorrow.
He's got plans.
China.
So you gotta watch it. Yo, earlier we talked about the first time y'all met, but I don't know if you remember this, and I don't even know if this is the first time, actually, but we got the first time y'all hooped together. We got some footage.
Research
we
team.
hoop?
Recently. Yeah, right here.
Oh, it's Brickley joint.
Yeah.
Cat. I remember
Okay.
this. Hey.
Oh, man, look at
Ooh.
Can't do nothing with that.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
my
is,
God.
This is angry at the world, Melo, son. Okay.
Yeah, I was mad this year right here. Yeah.
You look like you playing mad, son.
Uh-huh.
I was.
Is this sped up?
Swift.
I was about to say, it has to be a little sped
This
up.
is sped up.
Cole got a couple buckets.
Where are you?
Corner
Where's
threes.
Cole?
I don't think I got no. Yeah.
Nah, you was in the blue shirt, right? I want to say. There it is.
Okay,
There you
That's
go.
you?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't do nothing with that. Yeah.
Nah.
Was that Dennis Smith
See,
Jr.
you
in
see
there
the
too?
pass though, right?
Over the screen or over the flare pass.
Hey.
Come on, man. Did he post you up right there?
Wow.
Last clip?
Sheesh.
Wow.
That's crazy.
You remember that?
Yeah, I remember, I don't know that specific day, but I remember that right there, that clip right there. That's what you should have played. You should have made me look good on that one. Hey, go back, run that back, man. Give me one. Ooh, give me one, man.
Yeah.
Give me one, man. Damn. Just keep looping that one. Just go back. I'm not going to have much more than that. But yeah, I do remember that day. Actually, if that's the same day as that shot.
Yeah, that's the same day.
Yeah, I do remember that day. I was nervous.
Who else was on that court? I can't.
Trey.
JR was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was some other, I think some Brooklyn Nets guys was there.
You got Trae Young over there too.
Yep.
Was that
This is the
Smith?
part of the summer also, just context, that now we getting to the end of the summer.
Yeah.
Right.
So the ramp up phase is, you can see the movement, you can see the sharpness, you can like the ramp up phase was like you working out before the runs and after the runs, and then you running 7 games. Like that was the ramp up phase.
Yeah.
Do you remember anything from him on the court that you was like, all right?
No, so because he was with Chris Brickley, he was in the gym with Brick working out. Brick will always tell me, yo, why you send me video? Yo, look at Cole working out. Like, he really serious about this shit. So weeks went by and he's still with Brick working out. Like, he's like dedicated to this shit. I'm like, yo, bring the nigga to the runs. He like, yo, I'm gonna bring Cole. We gonna let him run because it's part of him, part of the workout. And that's how he got on the team. So when he played, I like, yo, Brick, yo, what'd he do? And Brick was like, yo, he gonna knock a corner 3 down, right? So I'm like, all right, Brick, listen, this is gonna be the teams that we gonna play, because him being on somebody else's team, on a bullshit team, like it ain't gonna do nothing. I'd rather him be with one of us so he can really get the motion and everything. And that was that day right there.
Got it.
Nah, for sure.
And then you see the confidence behind him. You see the confidence grew though.
That
back pull up 3 is good.
That day, I was like, that was a core memory for me. I ain't gonna lie, because when I was nervous as hell, I'm playing with real deal pros, and like even the guys that wasn't NBA guys was top, the elite talent from what I remember. So I was nervous, but I had been like my shooting in this era, from this video on to about the next year and a half, like I touched at some point in time, I touched an elite, what it feels like to have an elite shot, like no bullshit. Like even right now, how I'm shooting right now, I'm shooting the ball pretty good right now, but I remember then, and it's because I was putting in that work every single day. So with that said, even through my nerves, when it came time to like slide to the corner and somebody found me, you know what I mean? Whether Melo found me, somebody else found me, I'm knocking that bitch down. Like, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm cashing. Like, okay, I cashed a few. And then the biggest thing from that day, the shit that went viral, was the behind the back. You know what I mean? And the pull up. Because somebody was open. If you watch the video, you hear somebody like, all right, right here, Cole. Like, behind the back. All right, right here, Cole. I was like, nah, fuck it. Shot from deep. Boom. Like, that one, that was like a highlight.
Donovan Mitchell was here. I think Mitchell was here. Yeah. There was some players there.
They say the NBA speed is the first shocking thing when you're playing pro. Did it catch you off guard?
Yeah. Still catch me off guard. But yeah, for sure. And the strength, you know what I mean? But yes, sir.
Those are legendary runs, man. Shout out Chris Brickley.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
shout out to C Brick, man. He's still getting after it.
Yo, college basketball is nonstop. Big games, tight spreads, momentum swings every night. And now FanDuel is giving you a way to turn that energy into even bigger wins with college basketball parlay profit boost. Here's how it works. Build any college hoops parlay you like, the early tip, the rivalry game, the ranked matchup, the late night West Coast shootout, mix spreads, totals, props, whatever fits your read of the slate. Then just apply a profit boost and instantly bump up that potential payout. Go safe, go spicy, go with the team you've been following all season. It's your parlay, your style, now with more upside behind it. Head to FanDuel.com/7 p.m. to get started. FanDuel, play your game. Must be 21 and over and present in select states for Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 and over and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Opt-in required. Minimum 2-leg parlay required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable Boost Builders tokens. Restrictions apply. Included any token expiration and max wager amounts. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. For Louisiana, call 1-877-770-7867.
Playoffs are almost here, and DoorDash has a way to keep fans in the bag the whole way through. Whether you're watching for the highlights or your favorite player, DoorDash makes it even more fun to be a fan this season. As somebody who always added new moves to his game, we all know players have their bags. But with DoorDash, fans have one too. NBA stress is real, and if you need some emotional therapy, just hit up DoorDash. They'll bring you anything from fries to a face mask. The real double OT is me fighting sleep and snacking because I'm reliving all the highlights. It's not just about what happens on the court. If your favorite player hits the tunnel with some fresh sneakers, no worries. You can shop fits and kicks right on DoorDash. Order on DoorDash to stay in your bag, get snacks, drinks, and gear delivered, whatever gets you through the season. Show up in your bag every time. DoorDash has what you need to win the watch party. DoorDash in your bag all season long. Let's get to the fall off.
Let's get to it.
Mm-hmm. The fall off has been talked about for years with just everything that's been going on the last few years. Did it feel more like a celebration or something that you really had to prove?
Nah, I don't know if it wasn't a celebration necessarily. It was when you say prove, like I had to prove to myself.
To yourself, yeah.
Yes, because you got to think the fall off. It's an album 10 years in the making.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought it would take
10 years.
10 years, you know what I mean? But like, I had a mission in mind of where I was trying to get to, ability wise and skill wise. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like my mission 10 years ago was, can you get better? Because 10 years ago, I was coming off my highest performing album. I was coming off my highest, most successful tour, like a highlight of my life. And I felt myself like feeling the urge to like get comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, and I was like, damn, this is how that shit be happening. You know what I mean? This is how a lot of people fall off. And I didn't have that title at the time. And I wasn't even saying that word, but I'm just like, yo, this is where like a decline can happen. And the same thing can happen in sports. You know what I mean? Where it's like, yo, reach a certain level of success, team win a championship, or a player gets a MVP, or you just get a certain level of money.
You rest on your laurels a bit.
Yeah, exactly. You just start to like chill. It's like, yo, you're not going as hard as what you used to go. I could feel that for myself. It wasn't a long time, but I was in tune with myself enough to catch it and be like, oh. And I had a real conversation with myself, which was like, yo, you know you could just retire if you wanted to right now. You made it further than what you wanted to, you know what I mean? Like, you could just retire if you wanted to. And my thought was like, yeah, I know I could, but nah, not right now. Cause I got something else I want to do. What do you want to do?
Wow.
I want to damn near defy gravity. Like, I want to like go against gravity. Gravity is saying, as I get older and more successful, my pen's supposed to get less sharp. You know what I mean? I'm supposed to care less. Mm-hmm. I'm supposed to like push myself less. So the Fall Off, I didn't have the title at that time, but it became like an idea of like, yo, there's an album for this. There's an album where I reach my top abilities. You know what I mean? Like at a time when I'm supposed to be, Ben fell off. You know what I mean? Now I reached my top abilities. So the rest of the years, I didn't know it would take so long, but the rest of the years were just me working to get to the point of this album. You know what I mean? To get my pen to that level, to get like, and I had to fall in love with the shit mad times along the way. You know what I mean? I had to, so when you say, one, it wasn't a celebration. If anything, it was a relief. Like, hell yeah, nigga, I did it. And finally. But secondly, it was proven to myself, like, damn, you really did do that. You know what I mean? I look at like the feature run I had and like all of these verses that was coming out and like all of the other projects that came while working on the Fall Off. And I'm like, damn, like you did what you said you was gonna do. You just didn't know it would take you this long.
Yeah.
Thank God it took you this long because it birthed all of this other shit that I don't know if I would have been able to put all of that shit out had I not had the bigger mission on my mind.
Indeed. That's hard though. That's when you, to follow the plan for one, right? To follow your plan when everybody is probably don't see us is against your plan, right? Or don't see your plan, right? Because it's not like he's out there giving his plan up, like he's building the plan behind closed doors. So that for one, that's a lot of respect when it comes to that, to stick with your plan. For two, you said a message. You had to look at yourself and say, nigga, and identify the fall off, right? You like, there's a lot of people who's in that situation in any genre, any lane, any industry, and can understand like this could be a fall off, but still go through with the fall off. To be able to stop it when you acknowledge it, oh shit, this is what it feels like. I can see how niggas can fall off. And then to be like, nah, fuck that. They want me to fall off.
Yeah.
I'm going to defy gravity. I say that because there's a lot of similarities with what I went through, right? And being in Houston after that situation is like, you know what, man? Melo, you done played 16 years in this league. You done did it. You done, but I ain't ready to go yet.
Yeah.
Sure.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So now you come back and like, you know what? I'm going to come back and show everybody and defy what the fuck y'all was talking about that I couldn't do.
Right.
The shit that you said I couldn't do, I'm going to show you that I can do it.
Right.
So when you talk about the fall off, and it was a situation where I had to think about, nigga, I'm just going to be complacent with this shit. Like, fuck it. I'm going to just lay here and I ain't going to the gym. I don't want to work out.
Right.
I'm going to take some time off. Time off is 3 months, turned into 6 months,
right?
Turned into a year, turned into 2 years, right? That shit happened so quickly, man. So I'm sitting here listening to you. I'm like, damn, I can really relate to something taking 10 years to bring a masterpiece project when people wanted this 8 years ago, 7 years ago.
Right.
Like, it's on me to make this project in 10 years. And the fall off is not the fall off, just the concept of what it could be. Yeah. So pay attention to yourself is the point I'm trying to say.
Yeah. No, we got
Pay attention to yourself.
That's real.
Bucko, everything you've said and just sitting here chopping it with, you are one to give yourself your own parameters, goals, right? And I know what the original intention was for this project. Now that it's done, you've given it life. Are you satisfied?
1000%.
Yes.
Yes. Am I satisfied with what?
Like if you were to ride off into the sunset.
Yes.
This was it?
Was this it?
Yes. No, I'm not saying
if. We just like,
would I be good with
because
this?
As I'm listening to you, every time you achieve something, the goal shifted.
Yep.
So this was, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna give it 10 years, I'm gonna give it my heart and soul. Yep. Now it's out. We love it, we're enjoying it, you're proud of it. But has it lit another fire? Or are you like,
you know what it lit for me? It relit my love. So what I can say is like, it's out, and if 6 years go by and nobody heard another album from me, because it's just like, yo, it didn't come, I'd be cool, because it's like, yo, this exists for me as the last thing that y'all heard. However, what I didn't know what happened was me getting to this point right now, the beautiful thing is like, I'm hella inspired. Like I'm in love with this shit. Like I'm not saying I want to go make an album, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm not on some like, all right, I did it, I'm done, boom, boom. Like, no, I got visions and ideas, not for my own shit, but like really on some production shit. I'm excited about that, about helping. I'm excited about, I spent so long on me.
Yeah.
Okay.
That it's like, I haven't had the ability. I've helped along the way. You know what I mean? It's people out there that could, you know, give their version of me helping and like diving in. But it was never to the ability that I know I could really help because I was thinking about my own shit.
Right.
And while I'm juggling family life, fatherhood, while juggling the basketball, still trying to stay in shape, while juggling all of this. So this, at least this being out and being the album that it's like, yo, I played that shit this morning. I went to the gym this morning. I had to get my lift in. I'm playing the album. And I'm just thinking like, bro, you still playing this bitch. And mind you, I was playing this shit months before the world got it.
Yeah.
Now it's out and I'm still playing it. Like, so that's the contentment right there. Is like, wow, you really made some shit that you a fan of that can hold you over for a long time.
Right.
You know what I mean? And because I don't have to worry about what's my next thing gonna be? Oh, what's my next project? For so long, even when I was dropping the all season, KOD, 4 Your Eyes Only, Might Delete Later, I had this thing on my mind. Imagine you drop an album and you can't, you really just like, all right, that's out, but I'm still thinking about this other one that I'm working on. You know what I mean? So this is the first time where I don't have anything that I got to worry about finishing, and I can lock in on like the extracurricular shit that I want to dive into while I'm feeling inspired and in love.
All right, so how did you compartmentalize that then? Because if you were putting out all these albums and you still had the Fall Off in mind, right? And again, sidebar, like you've had a lot of proximity to a lot of great MCs and seeing their quote unquote fall off, right? Like, how did you sort of compartmentalize, like, okay, this is for KOD, but Fall Off is still XYZ? Like, how did that process go about?
I had to, see if it reached the bar. This song that I just made, I love this song that I just made. You know what I mean? Does it reach the bar of the Fall Off that I'm setting for myself? You know what I mean? Number one. And then number two, does it work conceptually? You know what I mean? Like it's still, I mean, my album, The Fall Off ain't about, the reason why I started making The Fall Off, the album is not about that. My album ain't about like, oh, I ain't want to fall off and I wanted to get better. The album's got way more like meaning and like, it has its own story and its own lessons and its own like journey in it outside of the original intentions. So one, does it reach the bar? And two, does it work conceptually? There was a lot of songs that one, I liked a lot, but they ain't necessarily reached the bar. I love these songs though, but it's like, if I'm telling the truth, you don't belong on The Fall Off. You don't really deserve to go on The Fall Off. There's some that I made that did deserve, they reached the bar. They did deserve to make The Fall Off. But timing wise, I might have felt more called to put it out earlier. You know what I mean? A Middle Child. It's a song off the all season called The Climb Back. That was a Fall Off song. The Climb Back, it's like, oh, that's a Fall Off song. But I'm like, once again, by the time I actually finish this album, I don't want to wait this long for this song to be heard. You know what I mean? Like, I want this song out now, so I'll sacrifice a Climb Back, you know what I mean, off my Fall Off album list and throw it over here. So how do I compartmentalize? I just had to have honest conversation with myself about like, yo, what's this for? You know what I mean? And then just trust that.
A lot of the album is very personal. You know what I mean? There's a lot of songs on there that you're talking about people that we don't even know, but like through context, we get to know. You know what I mean? That's like there's some dude in North Carolina that you had an issue with that was like, I don't even know this guy, but now,
a few of them.
Now I want to know what's going on. Like, yo, was that part of it? Because was that sort of like the overarching theme of the album of just being more personal and where you were when you were 29 and
it wasn't my original intention. Like I said, my original intention was just to get better.
Okay.
And then through getting better, what spills out is certain stories that spill out. And then I start to see like, oh, okay, it takes shape. I'm like, oh, what is this? Oh, this is like, I'm see the story that I'm telling through these songs. I'm seeing like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like, it might take me, this happens when I write a verse. I might write a verse and like, I might not know what this song is about till I get to the 5th bar.
Okay.
Or the 8th bar. You know what I mean? I might not even know where this song is going, but I'm trusting the process. I'm trusting the words that if I get these words out and just keep following the words, the song will take shape. Then by the 8th bar, I'm like, oh, this is a story about such and such. Or, oh, like Love Yours, the song Love Yours.
Love that.
I didn't know what that song was going to be about when I start, right? I just wrote it exactly how you hear it. And at a certain point, I was like, oh, I see what I'm saying. I see what the message that's trying to be delivered. So, you know, you make enough songs. Now it's like, oh, I see the shape that this is taking. This is a story of like me going back home at the height of my career. You know what I mean? And like all of these things that I deal with when that happened at this time in my life, when I was at a crossroads. The album is like the first disc 29 is like me at a time before I got married, when I was like at a crossroads in my life with 3 things. 1, my girlfriend at the time, now wife, who had been my girl for a very long time at that point. 2, this craft that I've been, my other love. It's like 3 loves of my life that both discs are about. But at 29, I'm at a crossroad with the love of my life, the woman, the love of my life, the craft that I've been doing since I was 12 years old, you know what I mean? And then 3, the love of my life, the city that raised me, birthed me, not birthed me because I was born in Germany, but raised me since I was 1 year old, like helped me adjust and adapt to the world, taught me, you know what I mean? Scolded me, like all of these things. And, you know, everybody know like my songs is like from the come up, I'm putting on for the city you never heard about in Carolina that you never heard about. Everybody know I had nothing but a love relationship. But on disc 29, at 29 years old, you find me at a time where even the city that I love, I'm looking at different. I'm not appreciating any of those 3 things, those 3 loves on the first disc, the way that I have previously in my life and the way that I do on disc 39. You find me on 29 at a crossroads with all of those. It could have went bad with all of those. I could have made a bad mistake with that one, you know what I mean? Everybody know that one that you know, the one that's supposed to be your wife. So many people got stories of that, but sometimes she don't become your wife. Sometimes you trick it off and you fuck it up. You know what I mean? So like, I was at a crossroads with that. I was at a crossroads with this craft. I told you, I was like, I could retire right now. I'm kind of over this J. Cole shit anyways. Tired of rapping about myself. Like, that's how I was feeling at the time. I'm tired of this box that I feel like I got to go outside and like, or even in my rhymes, I got to be boom, boom. And then the 3rd was the city. Like, damn, I'm tired of coming back to this motherfucker. Somebody always got something to say. You know what I mean? Like, niggas hating, boom, boom, boom. I'm feeling like the weight and the burden of like survivor's guilt or whatever they, you know, whatever they call it. So
yeah, that's right.
I'm rambling, but that was but I didn't know. That wasn't my intention when I sat down to make the album.
Gotcha.
That's what I realized as these songs was coming out. That's what I realized I was saying.
Gotcha. It's impossible to ramble on this show.
I was like, you're not rambling. You weren't rambling at all. You're not rambling at all.
There's a couple songs I want to ask you about off the album and specific lyrics also. Like on the Fall Off is Inevitable. You're talking about the so-called, you were signed by the so-called kings or the so-called GOATs or whatever.
Yes.
Not saying that was a shot at Jay or whatever, but a lot of eyebrows were raised.
Of course,
I was like,
it absolutely wasn't.
What was that about?
You know what's crazy is when the song dropped and people started saying what they saying, it was the first time I was like, oh shit. I ain't mean it like that, but I didn't even realize they would take it like that. But I'm like, oh, I see what they saying. But like, if you read it like that, if you read it a certain way, it's like, oh shit, why you say it like that? But it was not the intention. In my mind, it was just like, yo, so-called king. Like they do call, nigga, I call him a king. You know what I mean? Right. So-called, and I feel like there was a Biggie line in my mind that it's like, since then I'm like, nigga, that line don't exist. Like there's a Biggie line that I thought I was referencing where it's like, yo, I don't think you was really referencing that. You know what I mean? But nah, it wasn't until they said that I was like, oh shit, that can be taken a certain type of way.
Especially because, you know what I mean, you're unabashed Nas fan. Let Nas Down is a big record, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm also an unabashed Jay-Z fan the same way. It's like literally, I say, now signing my hero, one of the, like people hear that like I'm throwing a shot when really I'm saying a line like this. Now signing my hero, one of the so-called kings of this rap thing that I swear to usurp. That's the line where it's like I'm a young, just like Kobe trying to take MJ spot or something, or like trying to go at MJ. That's the line that you could talk about and say something about that I swear to usurp. It's like, of course, it's just me being a kid at that time in a rhyme. I'm putting you in the shoes of me as a teenager or whatever. That's me saying like, yo, one day I'm gonna get there. And one day I'm gonna surpass you. And not just him, I was looking at everybody like that. You know what I mean? Like, so, but that line, particular, that phrase, so-called, I didn't mean it no type of way, but when people said it, I'm like, I see what y'all saying, but that was not the intention.
Yeah,
I feel you.
Have y'all spoken since? Like y'all stopped a decent
we ain't
relationship?
spoke since then, but that wouldn't be the reason why we're not speaking. You know what I mean? I doubt he would feel a way about that.
I was about to ask if you got tickets to the Yankee show because it's crazy, right?
You know, I'm hot because no, I'm actually hot because it's on the first day of my tour.
Yeah,
both shows.
See, that's how you got beef, son.
No, bro, I'm sad. Like I'm gonna go to the Roots joint because like I can't miss that. You know what I mean? But I'm sad. Those is my two favorite J albums.
That's a fact.
Reasonable Doubt and Blueprint. Of course, he got many fire albums, but them two specifically, I'm hurt.
You've had proximity to some of the greatest of all time. You know what I mean? A lot of the concept of the fall off is seeing their trajectories and all that type of stuff. But what did being around that level of greatness, especially during your feature run, when you was just going around, just hopping on people's songs, all that type of stuff, what did being around different types of skill level and greatness sort of shape and teach you about your own craft and making this album?
I missed the first part of the question.
So the first part I want to say is, early in the show, I said, the fall off, you talked about, this is how people get complacent. This is how folks, feel like they're off. But you've had proximity to greatness. You mentioned Jay, we mentioned Nas. Damn, big three, obviously, Ye, everybody. Anybody who's been anybody, you've been around. And then there was a period before the fall off where you were just hopping on records, doing feature burgers, new dudes, old dudes, whoever. How did that process altogether of collaboration sort of shape your last project?
I think the feature run out of all of that, because even the proximity you're talking about, it's like I don't have a creative proximity with those greats that you're talking about.
Right.
I just have a fan proximity. I'm just a fan that got to get close at times. You know what I mean? But it's like if I never would have met Jay or Nas, they still would have fed. If my proximity was only that of a fan, they still would have fed my skill and my hunger, you know what I mean? And like they would be the reason why I am where I am or I got to wherever I got. Even if I didn't sign to Jay, he would be the reason why I made it to where I made it, because he gave me so much without knowing he gave me so much in terms of, first of all, ambition. Jay fed a lot of our ambition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Showing us what's possible, showing us like, he just embodied like you can do it, I did it, mentality. You know what I mean? But beyond that, then you have a skill level and a craft level that I get from all of them. But to answer your question, the feature run did a lot for me actually being able to accomplish what I accomplished on the fall off, because it's like the feature run tested me. Basically, the start of the feature run was me saying like, yo, let me just say yes to any time a feature come. That was my challenge to myself. One of my ways to try to get better, I was like, yo, when a feature come, yo, just cause my back in the days,
going platinum with no features.
My damn near my instant reaction to a feature coming through, especially if I don't know the artist, I'm just like, I just really don't have an interest. We don't got no relationship. I was kind of like closed off. But a couple features started coming through the pipeline, and I'm like, yo, let me just say yes. Like, let me just challenge myself to say yes to everything that comes through the door, no matter who it is, damn near. And that shit, like, it challenged me to work with different types of artists, get on different types of beats. 1 minute I got to rap with Royce da 5'9", you know what I mean? Next minute I got to rap with 21 Savage. Next minute I got to rap with Lil Durk. Next minute I got to rap. It's like, it challenged me to, I don't know, to be more versatile. I pride myself on versatility anyways, but it sharpened my versatility. Where it's like, yo, I got to go show up in many different arenas. It's like a track athlete. I got to go do mad events. I got to go do the dunk contest, the 3-point contest, the skills challenge. You know what I mean? Like, it was like that for me.
Okay.
So why don't more artists have that mentality? Right? Because on the flip side of that coin, there's a lot of artists who do not like to do those features like that, who's not willing to allow themselves to jump out there like that because of the pushback that they may get from those features, right?
Like the purists, like if I work with such and such, it's going to look lame or look a certain type
it's just
of way.
Like, I don't, some people just be so, like you just sat there and said, I had to look at myself and challenge myself to say yes to just features that's coming, and I've been so closed off from that. Not because you're not ready to, your penmanship ain't tight. It's because you're not feeling the person. Most artists is turning those features down because they feel personally that they not really ready for that feature. You get what I'm saying?
The other person not ready.
The other person,
right.
the other artist is not ready for that feature.
No, you're right. I think it's a brand thing. It's like,
ooh, that word.
You know what I mean? It's like a brand thing. Like consciously a brand. I gotta keep it. I gotta keep it quiet and mysterious, and I can't just be. You know what I mean? And I get it. I don't
too available.
Yeah, I don't want to just be too accessible, and I understand that because that was probably me back in the days too. Like I don't know, but to me, what I get out of also community. Like when I link with an artist, you know what I mean? It's just like, nah, fuck with him. Like now we connected. We had a great conversation. Randomly, we talking about random shit. Just this hour conversation. Now I feel like I done downloaded your story. You know what I mean? That's what happened with Savage, 21 Savage. Like first time we talked was probably at like Made in America. Jay, I think maybe Jay was performing or something. But backstage at Made in America, we talked. And it's just like, I'm gonna fuck with this dude. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even know what to expect. Not that I expected anything, but I fuck with what I got. You know what I mean? And then he ended up sending me a song. The song he sent me was more like some shit that I think he thought
you would like.
I would like.
Yeah.
Instead of like, and I'm like, sometimes it's the hard part too, telling the artist like,
nah.
Cause I'm gonna be 100 with you. Like, yo, I don't think this the one for us. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I think there's a better song for us. You know what I mean? I told that at 21, I feel like low key, he probably was like, this nigga trying to play me. You know what I mean? He didn't say this. He probably was like, all right, cool, no doubt. But he never sent me another joint.
Yeah.
So I think low key, he probably thought that was my way of trying to flee him or something.
Okay.
When really it wasn't. I was genuinely like, there's some shit they gonna expect me to be on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I want to do the shit that they don't expect me to be. I want to come to your world and show up as me. How do I look in your world? I don't want you to send me the joint that you think is in my world. I want to come to your world, and that's the real test for me. I know I can do what you already think I can do. Like,
because I'm doing it.
I'm doing it. You know what I mean? That's why you came to me for that. But I'd rather go to your thing. So I ended up actually going to the studio with 21 when he was finishing his album. Randomly, like, yo, you still working? And that's how the A Lot joint came to be. But I don't even remember the original question, but shit.
Okay, but now I got another question.
Okay.
How many features didn't work because of that energy? You was like, it's not about you not stretching yourself. It's about you being like, that's just not the one.
Not many, because I usually figured it out with the person. Like when it was like an initial like, y'all don't think that's the one? We usually ended up finding the one. There's a few people that come to my mind where I'm like, fuck, like I didn't get to do that with such and such and such. There are a few.
Okay.
But the overwhelming majority, we figured it out. You know what I mean? And I will say the Dirk joint is a joint where I actually was telling him like, yo, I don't think that's the one. Cause it was so positive that once again, I'm like, yo, they expect me on this. I didn't even want to get on the other shit.
Let me come your way.
Like, yo.
Got the kids on the chorus.
It was so positive. But he actually convinced me. He was so sure. Like usually if I tell somebody that, they'll be like, all right, cool. We'll find another one or something. He was like, bro, trust me. Like, please, like, nah, like. And so I'm like, all right, let me give it a couple more listens. And that's how that happened. He actually pushed back.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, but.
And that's one of the bigger features that I run too, man. It's how I play it every day, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Man,
that's like Annie, man.
Right.
That's this Annie. This generation.
You say what?
That's this like, generation Annie.
Nah, for sure.
I got to talk about the Big Three conversation. Okay. I watched your conversation with Cam earlier today.
You didn't watch the conversation with Cam. Unfortunately, you watched clips.
I watched clips of the conversation with Cam.
I'm like, man, shout out to Cam, like, but man, just drop the whole thing. Because the joint don't come out till like tomorrow night, I think.
Okay.
On TV, and then they put it out on YouTube the next day.
Gotcha.
But in my mind, I'm like, bruh, just because even the clips, I seen
no
the clip.
context in it?
Bro, first of all, there's no context in the clip, and they're clipping the clip. They're editing the clip.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, in my mind, I'm just like, no, you didn't see. You saw a clip where they then edited.
Well, there's one clip
but go ahead.
We talk about, you spoke to Drake and Kendrick since the whole thing has went down. And there's definitely a few lines, few songs, few things I just want to get your perspective on because, again, we haven't seen the full video yet. But there's a line that Kendrick said, during, I want to say during Not Like Us when he said, did Cole foul? I don't know why you pretending. And I never really understood what that meant.
The tax deadline is approaching. We all know how stressful the old ways of filing taxes can be. Going back and forth over email, wondering if you have all your documents. But this year brings a major upgrade. Intuit TurboTax now has in-person locations nationwide. You can walk into a tech-enabled TurboTax location near you and meet face-to-face with a real tax expert. Drop off your documents in the store and see them uploaded to your TurboTax app instantly. Just like that, you're done. Your new TurboTax expert stays back and works tirelessly to get you every dollar you deserve while you get real-time notifications as you go about your day. It's a relief knowing your taxes are in good hands, meeting real people, getting real results. Head to TurboTax.com to find a store location near you and get matched with a TurboTax expert with real-time updates in the iOS app. Life doesn't stop, and neither should your connection. That's why Xfinity Mobile keeps you covered wherever life takes you. You get intelligent Wi-Fi where it counts and 5G everywhere else. So you're always connected no matter the move. From the gym to the studio to being out and about, you're locked in without having to think about it. It's coverage that moves the way you do. Seamless, intelligent, and built for real life. That's Xfinity Mobile. Staying connected at all times, wherever you go.
I honestly don't know either. Like I can't tell you.
Okay.
I don't know. You know what I mean? But you know, shit. I couldn't tell you. If I could tell you, I would tell you.
The relationship has definitely had to shift, had to be different than it was, 10 years ago, a couple years ago now.
Talking about the relationship?
Yeah, with
on
Drake
my side,
and Kendrick.
no, I actually don't know.
Really?
Like on my side, absolutely not.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I feel the same way. But I can't, a relationship is two ways. So I actually couldn't sit here and tell you, like, I don't know how they feel about, about me. You know what I mean? I can genuinely tell you that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But for me, it's the same.
So if there was a olive branch to be reached between all three, you know what I'm saying? Like, would you be the
all
one
three?
to sort of, yeah.
Like all ways of the three?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like it's the connective tissue between the two.
I would love that, but I don't know if
Drake and Kendrick ever
That's
find
what
their
I'm
way,
saying.
but
like,
you know what I'm saying? You seem like the person who's kind of like Switzerland in the situation.
Oh yeah, I mean, but I would love that. You know what I mean? But I don't
foresee it.
Maybe in time, or something. You know what I mean? Not speaking for myself. I'm just putting myself in their shoes. Just like I don't know.
That's
you know what I mean? I don't know. And maybe they, I don't know.
I mean, listen, we've lived through a lot of great rap beefs over the years, and almost all of them we've eventually saw some sort of reconciliation, some sort of something where they're together. We've seen with Jay and Nas.
Yeah, I would love it, bro. I would love it.
We've seen with a lot of people, and you'd love to see it, but again,
yeah, I would love to see it. It would be a beautiful day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, for hip hop, and I think and for the world, if we got to see that moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think, but if I had to put money on it,
don't see it.
Not no time soon.
Yeah. Maybe
not at a time where we all like, that shit'll heal the world right now.
Yeah, I think so.
You know what I mean? Like that shit'll do a lot right now. Like 5 years from now, I don't know if we gonna love to see it at any time.
Of course.
But right now it's like, yo.
Because every combination of y'all three made incredible music together, no matter when it was,
Not for sure. I mean, yes, I agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cole is in Fayetteville, man. That's basically what he said, man. I'm in the Civic.
It's nothing I can really give you on that.
I'm in the Civic, man.
Even in addition to that, man, just because it's a conversation that, everybody has taught to death for the past 2 years. And, people just pick up breadcrumbs throughout lyrics and throughout songs about just the relationship between the three. I think on Evil Ways, he says something like, Drake is in his devil state or something.
No, I didn't say devil. I said, I don't know the line. Some demon phase.
Demon phase. That's what it was. My fault. He says demon phase, you understand, and all that type of stuff. And it's like, all three of y'all, man, I don't think there's an era of music in the past 2 decades without the three of y'all. You know what I'm saying? And now, post beef, post Not Like Us, post all this type of stuff, the dust is sort of settled. And you still don't really see if there's a way that they'll find themselves together. But Ja Rule was on the show a few months ago, and we talked about it, and he was just like, he doesn't think beef is really good for hip hop. He said, like, if we sort of take ourselves away from it and just look at everything that sort of happened since then, he's like, I don't think it's a net positive.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts just as far as like everything?
I feel unqualified to even.
Oh, stop it.
No, I'm not.
You're very
I'm not playing
qualified.
with you. Nah, because it's like, yo, but you talking about the person that in the whole situation apologized. That's my what's gonna go down is my participation in that event.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
If I had my shoes on the other feet of somebody else, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear my opinion on whether I think beef is good or bad for hip hop. It's like, bro, it's like, it don't matter. Honestly, who gives a fuck? Actually, you know what I mean? If we really want to keep it real, but definitely, who gives a fuck about my opinion? That's how I feel. It's like I would feel crazy to even sit up here and go, "Yeah, I think it's great for the culture." Boom, boom, nigga, you apologize. Right? And I would feel crazy to sit up here and go, "Nah, I think it's a net negative for the culture." Nigga, you apologize. Like, it's. I'm not interested in hearing. I'm not interested in giving that to the world, and I doubt they interested in hearing it. You know what I mean?
Okay, no, I can respect that.
Such a good answer.
I can respect that. I mean, listen, I feel like as a fan of yours, I think even when it first happened and when you backed out and people were seeing all the crazy stuff being said about each other, a lot of people respected your foresight to just be like, you know what, I'm gonna fall back from this. This doesn't seem like it sits right with my spirit. And even, you know, I saw, you talk on the Deska as well. And you mentioned sort of like the process you went through with your wife and everybody before that apology took place, man. And, you know, it's just, I don't know. I feel like you're not giving yourself enough credit. I think people do want to kind of hear where you stand off. And because you had that foresight to be like, this doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, but that's all I can speak on. I can only speak on how I felt at the time. And it wasn't foresight in the sense of like I knew anything that was happening. I just knew how I felt. It wasn't foresight, it was hindsight, if anything.
Okay.
It was like, oh God, I can just feel how I feel. You know what I mean? On my heart and on my spirit. So it's like, there was no magic ball that I knew. I had no clue how that shit was gonna go. Like, to tell you the truth, I actually feel like how I probably thought it would go was a little more regular than even how it went. It outdid anything I could have imagined. You know what I mean? In terms of like how tense that shit got and how entertaining it got to the world. You know what I mean? It's like I couldn't have foresaw none of that shit. Like I just knew how I felt. So that's all I could speak to.
Got you.
Even me earlier speaking to them, whether they get back together or whatever, where they quit, I can't speak to that. Like even me saying I don't think so, it's like that. Even that's silly. It's like, what the fuck do I know? All I can tell you is how I feel or how I felt and why I did what I did or why I do what I do. I can't speak. And yes, you're right. Does the world probably want to hear that? Maybe. You know what I mean? But I don't want to give it. And all it's going to do is feed the algorithm scavengers that fucking whole existence is predicated off of going through this interview where we saying a lot of real shit and just looking for the thing that's going, that they audience that don't give a fuck about none of us on these couches can grab and have a conversation about. There you go. So it's like, I'm not giving y'all that. Fuck out of here.
That's big. That's I love that. I got a different perspective. I said this earlier. Again, you know what I mean? Like I said this earlier, like in another episode when that shit was going on, and it was like the apology, right? And he's stamping what I felt at that time because it's like, yo, I'm not my part. I'm manning up to my part and what I did. I'm taking ownership as a man. I'm taking ownership as somebody who was trying to, I got other shit in my life that's going on. I got family, I got shit that's going on that I ain't really, he said he didn't know what was going on. I didn't know that shit was gonna play out the way it played out. So you know what? I'm gonna bow out gracefully. I'm leaving out of here because that shit ain't got nothing to do with me. So because I'm a man and going through this journey, I'm gonna say, yo, I apologize for any part that I played in the bullshit that's going on. For me, that's honorable. Like, however way some people take this shit is very honorable to just, in the heat of the battle like that. Now, the competition part of it is like, nah, Cole shouldn't have fucking apologized. Cole, we want to hear Cole shoot them shots, boom, boom, boom. You can't shoot and then take the bullet back. You get what I'm saying? That was the image, the message at that point in time, the responses that was coming back. Right. But when you get through the weeds and all of that shit, I'm my own man at the end of the day. 100% if I can stand on what I stand on, if I can see my vision, which I ain't see the 10-year vision for the fall off, but if I know my vision and I know my journey, I'm here to get better. I ain't here to bring the bullshit. I'm alleviate myself. out of this. That takes more power and more vulnerability to make that decision in the heat of what the fuck was going on.
And be ready to take what comes with it.
And be ready to stand on it.
Right. The other part of it though too is like, you said it. You didn't realize how entertaining it would be, right? Like for all of us that consume, it's an entertaining, but there's a real person, a real artist. You know what I'm saying? Like that
when I say entertaining to the world.
To the world, correct.
For sure.
I know exactly what you meant when you said that. But there's a real person going through this. And I think when I think of your body work, and I'm gonna tell you this, Cole, I don't do a whole lot of new folks. You one of my artists that I will turn on the new stuff. I don't turn on new stuff too often, but when you drop something, I would check it out. And just listening to you on this couch today, like the body of work makes so much sense because it feels like you have taken us on a journey with you in each of these chapters of your life. Like I feel like I can still, like I can't listen to all these little young dudes. I just can't. But if you drop something, like we've grown up together, right? Like it is a story, and to make that decision in that moment was mature.
Absolutely.
That shows growth, right? So I remember when that happened, and I was like, "What are y'all talking about? Like that's totally the move."
I appreciate it, and what I will say to that too is like, I appreciate the words that y'all saying. Thank you, but I also feel a little conflicted because like, yo, there's no part of me that did it. Y'all could be up here like, Cole, I was disappointed in you, and boom, boom. And I'd be like, man, I respect that. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? It wouldn't affect me. I'm not looking for affirmation. I don't want no affirmation or praise. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that have said that to me. Yo, Cole, I respect what you did, and I do appreciate it. But just know, like, there's no part of me that want like a pat on the back for that. It's cool because all I did, and I did Cam interview. You've seen clips, but you ain't
just
seen
the clips.
Me and Cam go all the way. Like he asked me, and I gave him everything. You know, I have a hard time not being honest. Like if you ask me a question, I'm damn near a dangerous interview because it's like, I feel like I got to answer that shit with what's in my heart. And I gave Cam all of that. You know what I mean? So I don't want to say the exact same things that I said on Cam on here because it's there. But so when by the time this come out, people would have already seen that. But what I will say, just for perspective of you, because you ain't seen the Cam interview, you know what I mean? And for all of y'all, it's like, yo, I didn't just do that because it was like sitting wrong in my spirit. It didn't feel right. I did that because I was genuinely wrong.
Absolutely.
And this is why I was wrong.
Okay.
I didn't just do it because like, man, y'all, this don't feel right. No, I was in the wrong. And this is why I was in the wrong. One, I was in the wrong because I misrepresented myself and how I feel about this person to the world. Period, point blank. That's the first wrong. But the wrong that supersedes that is the reason why I did the wrong. The reason why I did the wrong was the wrongest wrong of all. I did that wrong, misrepresented myself, boom, 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 because I was afraid that if I didn't come out and do something, at least say something, like at least try to make it seem like I'm doing this, then this thing that I've been working on for 8 years at the time, this album that I've been working on and was done at that time, will come out and they not gonna let me put it out.
The timing,
They gonna say, nope, we don't wanna hear it. Nah, nigga, you still ain't addressed, dude. We don't wanna hear that shit. So my fear of fucking up the public reception of this thing that I've been working so hard on. Like looking back, I give myself a little grace. Like I understand why I had the fear. I've been working on it for mad long and I was also tired and exhausted. And my thought was, oh no, this shit that I've been doing that I'm so proud of, if I put this out without saying something, I did it for nothing, damn near. It's a bad, and that's a bad thought. That's a wrong thought. Because the true clear thought in that moment is, man, who gives a fuck? Like this shit ain't about that. It's about this. The clear thought would have been, man, whatever they got going on, even if I was more directly involved in that, even if Kendrick Lamar would have came out of his mouth and been like, fuck J. Cole, boom, boom, boom. Even if that was the case, a clear version of me would have been like, man, let him have that. And he didn't do nothing close to that. And I still let the fear of what the perception would be on this album dictate my next move, which was a dumb move. Because now you got to stand behind this.
Yeah.
Forever, nigga. You got to stand by. You got to go pretend like this really represents you.
Right.
Unless, and I wasn't thinking this until an hour before I went on stage, unless you now come and correct how you feel to the same world that you misrepresented yourself, and to him as well. You know what I mean? Let me let y'all know exactly who I am.
Okay.
Because I fucked up. You know what I mean? I fucked up and folded under pressure. And there's a lot even more into the story where I could tell you the week leading up to that song coming out, and like the conversations that was had and the back and forth I had internally, and ultimately fear won. You know what I mean? That's all I can really tell you in a nutshell. The fear won that day. Yeah. But it didn't win 2 days later. You know what I mean? Like the real me won. And then to your point, I got to take everything that come with it. And guess what?
The competitiveness.
That's what I'm getting.
I'm hearing the competitiveness got you to that point of I gotta say something. Because there's no way you can hear that competitively and not want to sharpen my pen too. And like I have to say something back. I have to respond some way, somehow.
No, I can't say it was competitive. Competitively is different though. Yeah. Competitive is like, I wish I could tell you it was competitiveness. Because competitive is another, like, yo, me competitive is what the fuck I've been doing for the past 10 years. Right. That's me competitive. Me sharpening my pen, me popping up on this song, that song, my own songs, and doing what I do, that's competitive to me.
Right.
Like, I wish I could tell you that competitiveness made me do that, put out that song. That wasn't competitive, nigga. That was straight fear. That was a bozo move. Like, because actually, I knew as I'm doing that song and as I'm recording that song and I'm putting it out, man, this is just enough to look like I did something. And that's my man. Like, he gonna probably give me 1 or 2 lines. He might give me a little verse, boom, boom. And I was willing to just take that. I just wanted to get past this moment so I could get to the album. Mm-hmm. So like, that's not competitive. That's far from competitive, nigga. That's. I wish I could tell you it was competitiveness. I'll be a little more proud, you know what I mean, if that was competitiveness. But that wouldn't look like that.
Would you have decided differently if the order was reversed? Like if the album was out and then all this happened, would you let your competitive spirit sort of take over? Or the album was that important to get out first?
It depends though, because like, it's also weird because I know how I feel about this man, you know what I mean? Like, and I know how he feel about me. At least, you know, through our communications and our dealings, it's like, damn, like, you know, I know how we feel about each other. So I know it's not actually a problem there.
For sure.
So what does competitiveness look like when you know you ain't got a problem with somebody? But then you also, at the same time, are lumped in with somebody that you might actually have a problem with. You know what I mean? And I'm not lumped in because you necessarily said, fuck me. But that's a great area in itself. So to your point, you're basically asking like, yo, if the fall off was out and then that happened, would my competitiveness had like kicked in, or would I have been more willing to like quote unquote compete? Right. Well, then it depends on what you call competition. Cause it's like, yo, would I have been willing to take it where they took it? Yeah. With him or him? Absolutely not. Like, if that's competitiveness, I for sure would have lost. Right. You know what I mean? Cause I wouldn't have been willing to take it there. And if I was willing to take it there, it only would have been because I was worried about what the world gonna say. So then even if I did take it there, and somehow demolish or boom, 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 I still lost.
The fear.
Because my heart would be feeling like, nigga, you did that so that people would say that you better. You know what I mean? Like, that's, so it depends on what you define as competitive.
So in all this, what's your personal compass? What it feels like on your spirit?
100%, my heart.
Period.
Yeah. Okay. I'm either clear enough to listen and be in tune with what's on my heart and to go with that, or I'm in a place where I'm not present enough. Shit is cloudy. I'm stressed. I'm living in more fear than usual, and I can't tap in with what my heart is actually saying or what my spirit is actually saying. And in that confusion, you liable to do some fugazi shit. You know what I mean? Like so. But my compass is this. Like, yo, how does that feel? And guess what? Emotions are like valid. Like fear is valid. Anger is valid. All of these are valid things. But to move off of them and then make a decision off of them, that's when it's like, oh, okay, you enter a territory where you go from feeling like the victim to actually being in the wrong. You know what I mean? Like even if the world don't say it, you know in your heart, you ain't have to take it like that, and you have to take it to that level. Not speak about for myself, I'm just talking about on an everyday level. People justify the fuck shit they do to somebody else because that person did something to them first. You know what I mean? It's like, and they ain't always gonna be, and I'm not no different, but it's like, it's always gonna be like, yeah, but they boom, boom, boom. So you justify it in your mind, but it's like, yo,
now you acting out.
What would Jesus do? You know what I mean? What would God do? What would what's the actual way to move? You know what I mean? Like, so not saying we all perfect because we far from it. We all just trying to figure this thing out. But I be trying to move on some like, yo, what's the real version of me? How would the real version of me that's connected to God, that's forever, and how would he move? Not the version of me that's trapped in my ego right now and I'm like a little boom boom. How would the real version of me look move?
So do you think
have a moral compass, motherfucker? That's what
I mean, just listening to those records though, I feel like there was so many songs where you're just like, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. And correct me if I'm wrong, just listening as a fan, it almost just felt like this was gonna be friendly competition between three of the best of an era that we've never seen before, and then it just went super left. Like, there was so many songs where you know what I'm saying, like, you know, it's not Big Three, it's just Big Me. It's not, you know, I'm the best no matter who it is, you know what I'm saying? And it felt like that for a while. And then when it took that left turn, you know, it just felt like something that just wasn't comfortable to you, or wasn't comfortable to anybody who was a fan of you.
Well, first of all, my apology came before it took that turn. Let's remember that.
Right. And there's also the conspiracies or the theories that, like, you know, people gave you the heads up. I don't know how true it is, but like,
it's not true. Like, it's a straight lies. Like, I wish we could do a whole season of 7 p.m. in Brooklyn and just go debunk every J. Cole every lie that was every lie. I'm so glad you said that.
There was the rumor that Drake was supposed to be at Dreamville Fest.
That actually is true. He was supposed to be at Dreamville Fest. Like, that was planned. He was coming. He didn't come.
Okay.
Thank God he didn't come. No disrespect to Drake. I love Drake. But like, had he come, I would have felt more pressure to be on stage representing that energy. Yeah. Way before Kendrick's song dropped, he was supposed to come. I was trying to get Kendrick to come too. Like, that was my plan for Dreamville Fest that year. Mind you, I never got a chance to like, it's crazy because like, you know, around the time I was going to hit Kendrick, like, yo, you want to come through and make this moment, boom, boom, boom. I told Drake knew that it was something I wanted to happen. When we was on tour, I'm like, yo, it'd be crazy if both of y'all came out at Dreamville Fest, boom, boom. It's silly now to say, you know what I mean? It's like, nah, nigga. There were other plans in the works. But so,
because y'all all supposed to be on First Person Shooter together, right?
No. Was not that we were all supposed to. No. So it's, I hate that with so many lies, you're actually saying,
I gotta ask.
With so many lies, you're actually saying things that are like half truths.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, Drake's supposed to be coming to Dreamville Fest. Yes, half truth. Okay. He was always going to be coming to Dreamville Fest. From when we was on tour together. Right. He had always like agreed to do that. Yeah. It was only this situation that made him like, and he actually told me, he was like, and I appreciate him for doing this. He's like, yo, bro, it was after he didn't show up, but he was like, yo, bro, I didn't want to put you in a situation. Cause he could tell when me and him talked, he could tell my heart wasn't maybe equivalent to his. So he was like, yo, I didn't want to come down there and put you in a situation on that stage and say some shit that you would have to stand behind. You know what I mean? Ultimately, that's why he told me he didn't show up. So, and I'm like, thank you. Thank God that you didn't, because it left the space for me to receive what I was supposed to do. You know what I mean? But that's one thing you said that was like a half truth. You just said another half truth, which was, what was the other half?
This was all being on First Person Shooter together.
Oh, so I'm not gonna say we were all supposed to be. How it came to me was, before that beat ever made it to me, I think Kendrick wanted that. I mean, I think Drake wanted that to be a him and Dot song.
Okay.
Like, I think that's what it was. And I think my interpretation is like, maybe when it wasn't moving fast enough or he wasn't getting the response he wanted, maybe he was like, let me hit Cole. Cause I think Boy Wonder was pushing like, bro, you need to hit Cole, boom, boom. Mind you. So I never looked at that song like it was gonna be all of us. I thought it was me and Drake, and I just had the beat. Okay. There was nothing on it. I just had, and I felt mad pressure because I wanted to come through for him. You know what I mean? I felt like he showed up at Dreamville Fest the year before that. You know what I mean? I wanted to come through for him. I had to write that verse several times. You know what I mean? So that's a half truth kind of. But there's no part of us making that song where it's like, yo, Kendrick was supposed to be on here. Nah, I just got a beat for Drake. I want to come through for him on his album. The clock was running. You know what I mean? And winding down. Boom, and I came through. But you said something in the beginning. Damn, I want to remember.
There was somebody. I think
no, you said something about me saying. You said something about
getting a heads up.
No, Schoolboy Q. That's a complete lie. Okay. Ask Schoolboy Q. That's just like internet. Like, yo, that's a straight lie. And there's many of those. Many half truths and many way more straight lies. Like the Schoolboy Q shit is a straight lie. Like, of course, shout out to Schoolboy Q. He not gonna come out and just say it on his own. But it's like when you get a chance, ask him. It's a straight up lie. But you said something in the beginning how like on songs, like how I say I'm the best on songs. It's like, ask me in real life, do I think I'm the best rapper alive?
Do you think you're the best rapper alive?
Bro, it's a nigga named Black Thought that exists. It's a nigga named Lupe Fiasco that exists. It's niggas that on any given day, even my peers, a Drake or a Kendrick, where it's like, yo, I know on any given day I can show up to the studio and give these niggas 80. But I know they can show up on any day in the studio and give me 80, and I might only have 30. Like, so if I'm taking on a rap persona, like when I'm rapping, of course, that's what I like to. That's how I like to rap. And guess what? Sometimes I hit the mark and I say shit, and I spit a verse that really might have you believe in that shit. But if you ask me in real life, do I walk around like I'm the best rapper alive? No, nigga. Like I'm the best ever. No. But when I put on that motherfucking cape, like that's how I try to attack shit. And have there been things and moments and verses where I'm writing this shit and I'm like, I know niggas not fucking with this. Absolutely. But in reality, do I walk around this earth like there's no nigga better than me in real life? Like I can't get in the studio with Black Thought and he just give me 90. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting there like, I got 25 for you. You know what I mean? Or any one of these amazing rappers. But I think people hear me say it because they don't know me for real.
Right.
They hear me say it in a verse so much when I have on the cape.
It sounds convincing like a motherfucker.
It sounds convincing because I'm really doing that shit that's going to have a nigga like, man, nigga. No, you think when you hear it, nigga. You just scared that people actually believe that. Yeah. But the truth is, nigga, have I done things that are on that caliber? Absolutely. Like, are there people that'll get in there and smack me? Absolutely. Can I get in that same studio on another given day and smack them around? Absolutely. It's no different than basketball. How many times you done gave a nigga 50 or 40 and then turn around and he done gave you 50 or 40? Like, it's no different. You know what I mean? So like, I think people think that I like walk around with that mentality or something. It's like, bro, that's not even my character. You know what I mean? To walk around thinking like, I hope that I do something when I sit down to write that can be considered at that level. You know what I mean? But I already know it's a lot of niggas out there that, while I'm hoping, they might be doing that shit right beside me. Yeah. And they might give me 60.
Okay, now I need to know, Melo.
Yo.
Did you walk around in real life thinking that you were the best nigga to ever do it?
No, because I felt like once I navigated and understood the landscape, I placed myself where I felt like I deserve to be, right? With the respect of the game and with the respect of players and also stripping everything. It was, for me, I'm an eye test nigga. Like, I need eye test. I got to see it to believe it. If I saw you and you was like that and you was nice and then my level for you is, my respect level is at an all-time high. So it's almost like you coming and saying, I'm better than MJ or I'm better than, It's like, I ain't even do nothing yet. But with that being said, in this realm right here, because I never played against MJ. I never played against any of those, a lot of those guys from back in the day. So I can't say if I'm better than Dr. J, if I'm better than Larry Bird, but what I will tell you, in these 2 decades that I did play, when it's time to lace these up against whoever it was, then I know where I stand at in that realm, right? So I don't go off of like I'm the greatest nigga, I'm the best basketball player out there. I know where I stand, which is why I'm able to walk the way I walk today, which is why I got the respect and I give the respect today, because I don't walk around trying to compete with who they consider is the greatest basketball players of all time.
That's right.
We got 8,000 players or some shit, like 6,000, you know what I mean? But like, I'm one of those 75. Right? So I know where I stand at. In any basketball type of conversation that you want to have in any room, when they talk about this game of basketball and skill set and really the art of this shit, then I can sit at the table. So that's how I feel about it.
Come on, P. Scott. The very mature answer.
All right, man. Let's switch up the combo a little bit, Cole. You got some of the best NBA bars, sports bars we've ever heard. You know
I appreciate it.
And it's only right that we go through a couple of those. And Melo, Monica, let's see if we can rank some of these best ones.
Our rankings or his rankings?
I think, you know what?
4, 5. Okay.
Let's have Melo rank.
I knew you was about to point your ass over here.
You know,
Capitan.
I can rank him.
No, you gonna rank him? All right, go ahead.
I'll be fair.
All right. Let's give it a fair one. All right. First one. But you never play me like LeBron versus Jordan. 23 years. Wonder who they're gonna say who was more important.
20 years. Wonder who they're gonna say is more important.
Okay.
Both changed the game. Came through and made a lane. Who's to say that who's great? All we know they ain't the same. 1 to 5. I feel like I say it's a 4 only because I want to give it a 3, but I feel like the potency of the truth pushes it to a 4, which is like, yo, what you just said. It's like, yo, you can't compare these dudes. You know what I mean? Like the sentiment of that bar pushes it to a 4 for me. Go ahead.
Hold on. Which way are you doing your 1 through 5?
Are we doing
5 being the best or 1 being the best? 5 being the best.
Yeah. Okay. All right, bet. Look, they love me in the shot like MJ.
Ooh.
They love me in the shot like Oprah. Them niggas could block not even Dikembe.
Ooh. That joint is a classic.
Yeah,
it's a double. I got 2 NBA references, bro. I'm going 5, bro. I'm going 5, bro. I'm going 5 on that.
How could you ever try to play me? Kill me on the song, walk up out the booth through the Westbrook Rocker
Kill him
Baby.
on the song, walk about the booth through the Westbrook Rocker Baby. It's a 3.
That's a 3?
Okay.
I like that one, man. That's when the Westbrook shit was.
The visual was dope.
Yeah, the visual. Yes, the celebration. The celebration.
We in 2 different games. You playing patty cake, brother. You're lame. You're Shane Battier.
That's
I know there's a story about the Shane Battier joint.
No, that's a 0. That line's a 0. I'll tell you why. I seen.
I think I heard the story. Yeah.
Yes, I apologize to Shane Battier in person. Like, and I was so happy I seen him because I always wanted to do this. Because I'm a Carolina. I grew up a Carolina fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to me, as a kid, that I don't lock in with college sports that much more. Sports period is like I don't really have the time no more. But especially college, I kind of fell off.
Okay.
Still love Carolina, but I'm not. I used to really ride out. You know what I mean?
So it's just fuck Duke off rip.
So from a kid,
it was born
Shane
into
Battier first sin was he was played for Duke.
Yeah,
that was his first sin. You know what I mean? On top of that, like, I was young and I was like judgmental on and now it's crazy because I got kids and I'm like, Shane Battier, you could tell he came from a nice
suburbs. I knew it.
You got caught up in UNC versus Duke.
I made a judgment.
And Shane Battier at the time, he was Duke. You know what I'm saying? He had a major name.
Yes,
and you picked your side, man. You said, fuck Duke over there.
He was like, everything about him was like, he was the all-American player. Set screens, take charges,
math
rebound.
fundamentals.
Super professional guy. Like, super,
I'm picturing that 5-5 documentary when they're talking about Duke. It's like, what do you think about Duke? He's like, pussy, bitch. I'm just like,
but time went on as years went past, and the further I got from that line, I was hearing it be like, and people like that line, like people love that line, and when I was starting to hear it, I would cringe, like, oh my god, like why the fuck did you do that? Like, Shane Battier is a grown ass man, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know this man, you don't know him at all, you know what I mean? Like, you done put his name in a song that's gonna live forever, and you disrespecting his name. So I always told myself, like, if I ever met him, you know what I mean? Or the first thing I would say to him is like, apologize for how dumb that was, you know what I mean? And how childish and immature it was to like even do that. And so I seen him in Miami. I went to a restaurant in Miami and he was sitting over there or something. Matter of fact, somebody he was with him even. Somebody that was with him, I knew. And they was like, yo, you gotta come over here, bro. Shane Battier. They wanted me to go. You know NBA niggas want to roast him more. They want me to go in and rap the bar to him or something. Like, I'm like, bro, he's over there. I'm like, yo, bro, ask him to come over here. Like, I'm like, no, I'm serious, yo, bro. Ask him to meet me over here in the hallway. I didn't even want to do it at a table around other people.
Right.
So he got up, he came, and he met me around the corner, and he was so
He's really
cool
nice.
and gracious and like
good guy, man.
And bro, I'm talking about in that moment, like he didn't give a fuck. He was he's like, it's funny, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, bro, you don't understand. Like, ain't nothing about that cool. I had to like double apologize and let him know, like, I fuck with you and I respect you so much. And even more than that, bro, now that I got kids, bro, I respect your parents. I know you got great parents, bro.
That's a fact.
I know you got a great family, dog. Like,
shout out to Shane.
For real, bro. And like, that's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, we need more Shane Battiers in the world. So like, shout out to Shane Battier who graciously accepted my apology in person, and he said his son is hooping now. He said his son is really getting better.
His son is good, man.
Okay, for sure. So shout out to Shane Battier.
Battier.
That's a 0. That line's a 0.
Okay.
Melo, I'm gonna let you say this one because this is one of my favorite. I'm gonna let you say this one.
Same way that Melo was staring at Reed is the way that I'm staring.
That's a 5, bro. That's a 10, actually.
That's a black Twitter, bro.
That's an iconic picture, dog.
Oh my gosh.
That's an iconic picture, bro. I heard the explanation. And you see it, he's actually not, the wild thing, he's not even looking at her. When you really look at the picture, but it's like.
You know Darby. You know how Darby walk into Darby. You know, it's just
dog.
straight through. And during fashion week, you know, Cole ain't never go to them type of shits. You know what I'm saying? But like he been to a couple to know.
Yep.
Certain people walk in the door.
Yep.
the lights goes off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you want to get the fuck low. Normally you sitting on the high bench. I was sitting on the low bench trying to get away from the cameras and all that shit. But I appreciate that, man. You know what I mean?
My favorite part when you tell that story is the way you do the sounds of the cameras. The way he does it.
She went, shut her.
Cole, really happy that you came here because you got to participate in America's #1 segment. You know what it is? It's called Fuck With It.
Here we go.
Or Fuck Out of Here. This is where we go through the internets, the interwebs. We find some of the most viral things. All you gotta do is let us know if you fucking with it or we getting it the fuck out of here. All right. So first off, Meek Mill tweets can be hit or miss. Cole, not sure if you saw this one yet. This was right before we went on the air. All right,
today. My man Felton just texted me that.
Shout out Felton, man. Good brother. I need J. Cole on my project, bro. Let's get it in the studio. What's up? So we
fuck with it.
Fuck with it?
I love Meek. Yeah. Meek is for sure.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah, I fuck with that. Meek's, send me the joint. He probably, he might not got my number. We had each other's number in the past, but niggas be switching their numbers. So I don't know if he still got mine. But I don't, by the way. I got a long-term stable number, but shout to Meek.
Okay, so speaking of collabs, 3 artists that you would like to work with that you haven't.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not gonna have a good one for this. No? I don't operate like that. Yeah. I literally don't have a list. Like I would have to sit here and
not a list, but nobody. Dead or alive. Let's make it interesting.
Yeah, dead, Pac, Big, Bob Marley, like
that'll be fun. I'm into it.
In terms of current, and it's not that nobody's not. Of course, we got so many great artists, but I don't walk around like, yo, you know who I really want to work with? I just work on my own, and then if something comes up where it's like, yo, I can hear such and such, I do that. But I don't walk around with a running list of people I want to work with.
All right. So what you've been doing so far has worked, so I guess we just got to roll with it.
You're in a position where you don't even need to do that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it probably comes to you if it
Yeah, I'm not gonna say I don't need to do that, like, but I just don't think like that. You know what I mean? Even if I'm a fan of somebody, my first thought or none of my thoughts is like, yo, I want to get in and work with them. I just enjoyed what they do. You know what I mean? There's no part of me that's like, yo, we got a link. Let's work.
Okay.
I don't do that.
Why?
I need a Cole. Cole, Kiss.
Woo! See?
Cole, Kiss with Jasmine Sullivan on the hook.
That's hard. Yeah, I'm with that.
A&R Melo.
I'm just saying, I need that.
Nah, with
the
that,
remix, the Wizkid.
Yeah.
Like,
I fuck with that.
I need.
You starting to throw a lot of colors. Shout out to you throwing a lot of colors in the pot. That's when it get tricky.
You know what I mean? Remix. We gonna go to Africa and we gonna get Wizkid. You know what I mean? We gonna get Wizkid.
That's when it get tricky.
Nah, but I
when you say Kiss, you had me.
Kiss, Cole, Jasmine.
I fuck with that. And shout out to Wizkid. I'm not saying, but he with certain blends is like,
yeah. But that's the Kiss, Cole. Like that vibe. I think we missing that type of vibe. Back to the remixes and R&B remixes. I love it.
Like, sign me up for that.
Shout to Kiss.
You know what I mean?
He never had a bad verse in his life.
Ever.
You can't find one.
Legendary. Cole, there was all right, so we saying fuck with it. We fucking with the Cole and me collaboration. Long story short.
Yeah.
We fucking with it. All right, Cole, there was an interview you did a little over 10 years ago now where Ryan Coogler, shout out to him, accidentally revealed that you were married to the world and you had a priceless reaction to it. Let's check that out real quick.
How they getting married change you, bro? Oh, what is that, my man?
I could tell how genuine a reaction that was.
Yeah, that was like, oh, my bad, bro. That was like... There was like one thing to not do. I'm joking. Nah, it's all good. It's all good. Nobody knows.
That's great.
Oh, man. Shout out to Ryan Coogler, the Oscar award winning.
Congrats.
Fuck with it or fuck out of here. Cool got to write you into the next Black Panther to make up for that one.
Do I fuck with him write me into the next Black Panther? I fuck with that. Yeah. I fuck with that.
Man. All right. Bron been walking around with books for years, right? You know, people been getting crazy with the Brown tweet saying he just reads the first page and doesn't do the rest of it. Still not sure if he ever made it past that, but recently he ditched the books and now he's walking around with the vinyls. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
he got the vinyls.
And that was
It's hard.
Why are you laughing?
My son is always. Yeah, Chad.
No, I'm explaining that.
Cole sent him the vinyl,
because somebody sent me the post or whatever, and one of the comments was like, "This nigga's so performative," right?
Right.
And I'm like, damn, people really like. That's fucked up because in reality, that was at the Heat game, and he was bringing his vinyl to the Heat game because I was at the Heat game and I asked him if he would meet my kids. That was my oldest getting into basketball. Bron is his number one, and he asking me all season if he could like go to a Laker game, if he could see the Lakers. And I hit Bron, and he graciously said he would do it. You know what I mean? And on his way, he had the Fall Off vinyl. He brought it so I could sign it. So it's like, thank you, Bron, for doing that.
Yeah, of course.
And then I of course, it's just the internet. So it's like, I can't take it that serious. But I just seen it, and I'm like, damn, like, they do this to you too, Bron? Like, damn, like, yo.
He's probably like, dude.
And mind you, where you at? I know. You know, I don't be on like that.
They do that.
Yeah, but it's like, bro, Bron would never get a chance. Like, if you wouldn't have just said that and showed that picture randomly, nobody would never know why this nigga just had this Fall Off vinyl. They would just be like, oh, this performative ass nigga, boom, boom. And maybe they wouldn't have said that. Maybe they wouldn't have cared. But it's like, but it's just like, damn, like, there's a story to go with that. You just don't know it. This man was doing me a solid. And bro, that shit was the craziest feeling. Like, to see your kids like
happy
meet a superhero. That was my first time ever doing some shit like that. Like, ever like asking, you know.
Like doing me a solid.
Yo, bro, I hate to ask, but like, yo, it's a crazy feeling. And it made me appreciate all the times that there was a father or something that had their kid, and I get to sign. You I'm sure you know all about this. It's like I get to sign an autograph or take a picture. It's like, oh my God, like I hear the father in my mind. Man, I really appreciate this, bro. Thank you. But now that I've been through it, it means I'm like, oh, I know what he meant now. He don't mean like, hey, bro, thank. He really means like, bro,
thanks for making my son happy.
You made my son. You gave my son a lifelong memory. You know what I mean? So shout to Bron for that. Shout to all of y'all that have done that. And like, you know, it's that clip I seen too of Bron, like some kid like asked if he could sign his shoe, and I guess Bron like called him over after he said please or something. It's like, yo, that shit really makes that kid's day/life. But more than that, the father feeling is like, you can't even, I wouldn't even know how to put it in words, dog.
It helps the household.
You said what?
It helps the household.
No, really.
Think about it, because if the kid happy in the household, you happy in the household.
Facts.
Man. They be on Broad, man. Bro, I'm laughing because I knew exactly where it was going. I knew where it was going. I just knew where it was going. So I know exactly.
That is beautiful context, where that story was going.
I just love the way you conduct yourself as a family man, though, man. Like, you don't hide from it, but like you still hold that near and dear to you and privately. Whereas
on the Summer Walker joint, when you was like, I keep crying about these kids, I was like, oh my God, yes, I feel you.
Nah, that's real. Like, once you had kids, like, I was already like emotional. Like, I watched a movie and like when I was a kid and like really feel the emotion. But after I had kids, like, yo, I can't. Certain movies I love that it's like I don't even want to watch that because like the scene hits too hard now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain it, but once you get these kids, like the world warps a little bit and shit just hit different. Hell yeah.
We're going to let you get to your kids, and we're going to let you get to China, wherever the fuck you got to go to. But we appreciate you, man, coming by and stopping on the couch, man. We've been trying to figure this out for years now. And then, like we said earlier, man, the timing is always right. And I appreciate you for us being able to follow your journey, for us to be able to see the story through visually, listen to it, and still be able to kind of grow with that as well. I mean, you set the standard for a lot of people and a lot of kids, so keep being the role model, man. Keep being the real J. Cole, and we appreciate you, champ.
Thank you, bro.
Absolutely.
Can't wait to see you on tour, too, man. It's good to see you making the moves again, bro.
You know, what's the tour? What's going on? You want to talk about the tour?
We on tour. It starts July. The same dates as the J. I can't make the J show. I'm heartbroken. You know what I mean? Y'all make sure my shit sold out, so we good. But make sure you get them J tickets anyways. I wish I could. I damn near was trying to do the math. Like, if I'm off stage by this time, could I fly and still see? But yeah, so I started July and it's going all the way to December. We doing the States, then we doing Europe, then we doing Australia, then we doing South Africa. We trying to add more Africa dates. and we trying to add some Asia dates too. But yeah, everything, y'all went crazy with the tour. I appreciate it. I can't wait to, I've been sitting on these songs for so long and this album for so long, I can't wait to like actually perform it. So
yeah, man. Speaking of performing, I gotta ask you one last thing. I don't know if you could pull this up, but the viral TikToks of the hit the gas, yo,
let me see.
My favorite record. Oh, please play one of them joints, yo.
Thank you.
And we don't want to see no grown ass man body rolling this shit.
I'm telling you, yo, you gotta watch it though. Here we go.
I see these.
I ain't seen them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the record right here.
You say, are you good?
Not Cletus.
Cletus.
Nah, that's hard. I think I seen that one. That's hard.
I didn't see this one.
He say he's glowing now?
That nigga got the glow.
So I'll do it too.
He got the, what's the shit?
Bruce Lee.
The Bruce Lee the show. That's hard. Nah, he killed that, man.
That's amazing.
He killed that. That's an accurate representation.
That's amazing.
Take us home, Cass.
Man, you already know what it is. This is 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, a Wave original presented by FanDuel. You know what to do if you support the podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube page. Hit the podcast channels. Leave a like, leave a rating, leave a review. Good, bad, or indifferent. We love them all, baby. For the wonderful Monica McNutt, the legendary J. Cole, the Hall of Famer Carmelo Anthony, I'm Kaz, and we'll catch y'all next time in the hook, people. Peace.